Alright, we got one dwelling. This is number 6, I think. Yeah. This came out with just one little tiny flaw here, which is caused by the plaster mold. I didn't see there's something sticking out there. I gotta take it off. So when you patch a mold, sometimes pieces drop and they stick and they harden, and you gotta watch for it and take them off. There's a little tiny thing under the chin, and everything else has been fixed, and there's no bubbles inside. I figured out how to get rid of the bubbles. Let's see. Show you the inside here. Looks very good. Usually around that nose is a bunch of bubbles, and around this neck collar, but it's good. What I did when it was done draining and I saw bubbles, I took the ammonia and still water in the spray bottle and just swirled it when I mixed in the ammonia on top of the water, and didn't shake it and make a bunch of bubbles. So then I sprayed everywhere on the mold that had bubbles and kind of sloshed it around. It was almost like a washing effect, and then I just set it on the vibrator machine, and it kind of made it run down and smooth. So I think I found my new technique. Really like this pole. It's nice and thick, not many flaws at all at this point. I got a cat circus going on this morning, so if this ends abruptly, it was a fight. But they just had breakfast and they're trying to get along. The new guys get to be a little bold, nibbling on these guys a little too hard. There's no when to stop playing. So looks like I'm going to be busy with the maple syrup sap today and firewood. So I'm doing a video now. And this has been dwelling an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm just coating, because I don't have enough latex to fill the whole thing anymore. Just give it in a final slush here. And then I'm going to show you the gory head stump that I worked on yesterday when I was not filming. Okay. A lot of times I just pour from one mold into another if it's been prepped and ready, and that's what I did yesterday. I think that one. Without my stick. It's not anywhere inside either. Go get the stick, Sophie. Uh-oh. You guys don't fight. Where's the paint stirrer? I'm going to go get a grill to put on here because I wasn't ready. Not enough coffee. That looks like a good pour there. Not all craggy and full of holes. That was a good time to clean a little bit off. Well, there's hardly anything on this edge. Sometimes you gotta stick something that's flopping back down like I just did there. You saw that? There was a piece trying to leave from drying, and I just put a little latex under there and stuck it back down. So we can't have that. Alright. Moving right along, gonna get the baby powder. Sounds like the cats are getting along okay. Playing in the polytunnel thingy. What I did yesterday was get this mold out and realized, man, you made that so thin. I was afraid to even fill it. So I was like, this is a good time for another experiment with the plaster and the Portland cement. So I did a ratio of 2 cups of Portland cement. I think it was a 16-ounce cup, and 3 cups of plaster to the, and I put it all through the sifter this time and totally smeared the outside of this, and it really made a nice stone mold out of it that I don't have to be so afraid to even sit it in this basket. But these are the severed head, gory head stump. So there's no severed head yet, but it's decapitation piece. And it's still wet on that part, but pull it anyways. Hey, no fighting! That stone is holding the moisture in way down in the top, bottom of the neck. I hope that I didn't destroy where the bones are here. Leave her alone. I'm afraid to pull that out and rip it to pieces. I think I went a little early on this. This is cold. And it was sitting right beside the fire. So I think the fire went down a little far. This isn't ready to come out. Sometimes you gotta know when to leave it in there. And it's so cold down the bottom here, I'm not gonna get those bones out without destroying them. So back in it went. And I'm pushing down this long piece because it was wet at the tip. So we'll just let that go back down in there and reform. I'm gonna put this by the fire again. I just never know filming, you know, what you're running into, but I'm not afraid to back up, you know, back this bus up, because I'm not destroying all that whole piece because of my pride. So there you have it. Why you don't pull a piece out of a mold when it feels really cold and squishy, because you'll destroy it. But the other one's fine. This one was poured before the other one. This one dumped out into that one, so there's a time difference. And there's total difference in the plaster too. It's a little chunk of plaster on the side of his face here. But that's a really clean pool otherwise. Finally got the mold clean. It's not really, I'm not going to say it. The deterioration has not started. I guess I'm holding it off with the patching. But, well, there's 1 cup of coffee. Okay, these skulls got drug all over the house while I was sleeping. I think there's a couple missing. But that's our base paint after it's dry. And I don't think I'm going to bother hitting them with a clear sealer. I'm just going to do the black wash of ink and the airbrush, try to detail the teeth and the eyes and the nose and give it a little grungy look, and then we'll go with the blood and seal them then when they're done. But gotta keep them up. And I put some floppy flesh on the inner areas of these Hong Kong hands so that, you know, they're not just boring. So I'm going to gore that up, and this is already painted with the flesh tint, and I'm going to hit it with some blue and green veins, and kind of, you can see a couple veins there. Just kind of give it a little more detail than the original Hong Kong China one. But I always loved those things as a kid, so I made a copy of mine and destroyed it in the process. Have a good day. Just a little update there. I'm going to close up the rubber here and go out and check the maple syrup.